recording.
All right, we're back, and I wanted to share with you. Holy moly! What are they doing to my parking lot place out here? They're messing things up for me. I wanted to react to this incident in Kansas City. Wow, they're really tearing stuff up over here. I wanted to react to this incident in Kansas City with this quad rider and subsequent injury, and from this quad rider running over this law enforcement officer. It's one of the things that I do. I go out here and I hoon around a little bit like this, but I definitely don't want it to hurt anybody. That's the first thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show this video in case you can't see it or you're not aware of it. So I'm going to show that here, courtesy of, well, I'll write that on the screen.
Be disturbing for some viewers.
An eyewitness captures video of a Kansas City police officer's encounter with an ATV driver near the corner of Main and Truman Road South. The driver clips the officer, but it didn't end there. When the unidentified officer tries to stop the driver a second time, he pops.
So hopefully if I did that right, I broke up this video intro and my editing skills show this, this incident that happened, and now you're aware of it in case you weren't. So I want to react to this. Obviously we're not doing that as it happens, but I'm reacting to it. This should never happen. If you're going to go out and ride, in this case, there's certain areas where you can get ATVs and UTVs street legal. There's certain instances where you can get ATVs street legal, and then there's some of the times when quads come out in these bike life like ride out things, and quite honestly, that's not my style. I'm not into it, and I don't support it. Plain and simple. So that's where I feel about it. But if you're gonna go out and hoon around like that, you shouldn't be putting people's lives at risk or intentionally hurting anybody because you want to go ride your quad on the street where it doesn't belong. Unless, of course, it's street legal and you're going to obey all the laws, or at least do your best to. So that being said, this instance, he ended up hurting somebody, hurting the law enforcement officer that's trying to stop him from getting caught when he's trying to get away. That's just, I'm not alright with that, and nobody should be alright with that. I understand trying to get away, but this is exactly why, people that are out doing this sort of things, even on two wheels, and hey, I'm tagged, I'm insured, but that doesn't change what I look like, someone that's, mostly lawful, versus that of somebody that's not. And maybe I do make a mistake or I do something at the wrong time. That makes me look like them, because dirt bikes, quads, out running together, that vilifies everyone. Well, you can't go running over people because you want to get away. You can't go running over law enforcement. That is absolutely vehicular assault and attempted murder, and I'm not going to say that if I wasn't there and I saw that in the process of happening, or maybe he lined up to go do it again, I wouldn't save that officer's life using deadly force. And we'll just let you interpret that however the hell you want to interpret it, you know. And I think this guy, hopefully if anybody knows him, he turns himself in, or somebody else turns him in. That's not snitching, that's justice. There's no room, there's no place for that in bike life or in riding or anything. You know him, he ought to turn him in, and he ought to turn himself in. And that's how I feel about it. You always got to wave to the UPS people because they bring you bike parts. But that's just what I feel about it. That's my stance on it. People should never intentionally run anybody over. And that goes for, you know, cars, trucks, or whatever, running over dummies that are blocking all 4, 5, 6, however many lanes, 2 lanes. People have places to go. If you go on these ride outs and you're not closing down the road is not closed down, well, another delivery driver, and I'm glad that was AI, because that would be not legal. But nobody should run somebody over because they did a wheelie or anything like that. Likewise, no one should damage other people's property, destruction of their property, trespass on their land and destroy their property or cause damage, intimidate folks because you want to go for a freaking ride on your four-wheeler or on your dirt bike or on your cruiser or on your anything. That makes no sense at all. And if you do that, you know, like that case there, if that other officer would, I mean, I don't know what the hell that was. Was that like a 6-point turn? I don't know. They need to go to the practice lot to learn how to get some driving practice or something to be able to maneuver something that should be a safely executed, I would say, U-turn, but whatever. But I mean, that's a deadly force situation. They should be able to, I mean, they should have just used their vehicle and weaponized their vehicle and knocked that rider off their quad, because they've, you know, law enforcement, they can only go up so high in force. You know, that's a deadly force situation. Got to do a wheelie for the quad guy. But, you know, they're on the street. They have a tag. You know, a lot of states, or a lot of cities, they allow for UTVs to be driven within their city. This city is an example of that. You got to tag them, you got to insure them, and then you can go and run down the street and do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do or want to do. and that's fine. But I mean, whatever that is, a YFZ or whatever it was, or Raptor, or I was probably a YFZ, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you. And this guy, he had his shiesty on, so you couldn't see who he was. Yeah, it's a bad example. It's a bad look, people. And then, this law enforcement officer, he damn near got killed. Unacceptable on all fronts. You can't be doing that. You can't be treating people that way. You can't be causing harm because you want to go for a ride. But law enforcement, they're going to use deadly force. If you use a force against them, they're going to step the force up. Well, it doesn't get any higher than deadly force. And so you set that precedent. Likewise, if someone looks like you out there doing things, guess what? They think that's you, and they're gonna treat you with deadly force. That's already been done. So you might want to not be wearing the same clothes, or the same color shirts, or the same graphics shirts, because they see a dirt bike and it says quote unquote something on there, or it has this figure on it, and there's half a dozen of you. Guess what? All of you guys are the bad guy. So if there's a douchebag waving a gun around, well, guess what? All of you guys got a target on you, and they're using one level of force to get the bad guy. Is that the law enforcement officer's fault that they're doing that? No, it's whoever that guy was that did that. We had a situation very similar to that. One of my close friends, he got speared off of his bike because one jackass who didn't know how to wheelie was waving a gun around, allegedly. And it wasn't my friend. And my friend is a lawful concealed carry person, and guess what? He had a gun on him, legally. So, because of that jackass, he could have got shot. So, if you get in trouble, if you're out there doing stuff that's illegal, you have to, I understand certain stuff's fun, but you got to have some morals about yourself to some extent. You can't go and hurt or try to kill somebody because you want to go ride. That's just stupid. That's actually worse than stupid. So, I'm trying to figure out what this trailer was doing in the roadway. Hey, they still got cones around it, so that's cool. I'd like to have that little excavator. But yeah, that's my stance on it. You shouldn't be in trouble, or you shouldn't be trying to hurt somebody or kill somebody. Hey guys, because you want to go for a ride. So, I don't know. This position, this stance, I haven't really seen a lot of people. I've seen some people react to it, and I have my feelings on it, and I put it out there. So, that might make some people not want to ride with me. I don't care. I understand. I do some stuff that's maybe looked at or frowned upon because of its legality. But I'm not trying to hurt somebody because I want to do what I'm going to do. Or I'm not going to put somebody in danger. Or make somebody else look like me. Or hurt somebody. Or any of that business. So I think we've kind of covered the topic. And I feel good about it that we covered it. So we're looking there at this. This thing needs a wash real bad. And we're going to be doing that soon. But tell me what you think. If you're new here, make sure and like and subscribe, share if you feel like that's necessary. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.